quite easy to fall asleep on those sofas, isn't it? Could I please be joined by Stewart and Penny, please? Has Penny run away? Penny's at the bar, that's okay. Alright, so basically, any questions that you have, I guess, I don't know, raise your hand or something? Yeah. Okay, someone ask a question quick before I pick somebody.
Stu, those fast forward sequences must have taken ages to film and then shortened down. How easy was it for you as an actor? Just as you must have been sat there for ages on camera, just going through stuff and going through stuff. How did that challenge you? How was that? Was it easy, or was it just like dragging on a bit, or? Because the end looked amazing. What was on screen?
Yeah, it didn't take as long as it looked it could have. We shot the film within two days, wasn't it? You and me. Me as well, yeah, my stuff. So yeah, a lot quicker than. I mean, the thing was, the pace of the film was so.
Penny Granycome.
The pace of the filming was just so quick. So there wasn't really time to sit about too much, to be honest. One thing that you probably won't realise about this film is that we shot it chronologically, basically. So doing that as an actor is amazing. It's quite a privilege because you start from scene one and get to kind of live the life of the character each scene. You know, so we're not chopping from the beginning to the end, to the middle, back to the end again, to the beginning. So the pace, as I said, had to be very, very fast. So the nature of the film that Will and I were doing, Will was always very, very on top of the next scene. So even though it looks like, yeah, I was kind of biding my time, there was great direction and we were just always moving forward. So it wasn't such a challenge, actually, not as much as I thought. Yeah.
Especially the fun was sped up. Watching.
In the sped up sequence where he's doing all his work, Stu was actually watching YouTube videos of Dumb and Dumber and just laughing his head off, so it wasn't too hard.
That is actually true. Yeah, of course there were moments when we were when Will was setting up shots, so I had a bit of time to kill. And when you've got two great big Apple Mac computers and the internet, you know, you've kind of got to keep yourself busy. And I found myself watching a lot of Dumb and Dumber clips, which yeah, kept me very entertained. No, very tame. Thanks, Daz. Anyone else? Anyone else have a question for us? We're here all night. Brona.
It's quite a crude question, so you don't have to answer if you don't want to. But what was your budget and what did you spend it on?
The total budget for pre-production, production, editing was just under £40, and it all went on Stu's wanking scenes.
Not all of it. About £1,993. Yeah, so pretty. If you want to call it that, for a feature film. Jamie.
Were there any other working titles, or was that the title that you had from the start?
Well, the whole thing was, or is, based on a short story that I wrote once before called Any Old Man Adam, which is kind of the first act of the film. There's more of a character breakdown than a story. And there was a short film that I wrote as well about a guy who creates these conversations out of clips from his movie star's films, and it becomes self-aware and then tries to kill him by dropping a screen on his head and stuff. And merging those two worked quite well, and then putting in the whole delivery guy being this person with a backstory and stuff was an extra thing to that. So, given that the story, the first story, this is quite a long answer I'm giving, but the first story that it started out as, Any Old Man Adam, Adam was spelled ADM. I did consider calling it ADM because it's sort of a way of spelling Adam, and it means a dead man as well. But at the end of the day, I just prefer The Twisted Death of a Lonely Madman. The short film was called I can never remember. The Tragical Death of Mr. Lonesome, that's what it was called, but that seemed a bit too hokey and weird. So, yeah, Twisted Death of a Lonely Madman. Hey, did you like the title when I first told it to you? I don't know.
Me, I remember it very clearly, and I was pretty impressed by it because it's a really powerful, introspective view of one man's life in his locked world, and yeah, and Stewart is fantastic. I think it's amazing, and yeah, I think he was made a star, and Nicola, who is in America tonight, she's not been here, she's the lead actress, and she's otherwise engaged, but I think she's amazing as well. So, hands up to both of them. Big clap.
Wow. On that note,
Ask
thank
us
you.
a question.
Who are you pointing at? Ian.
Got 2 shots of Emerald, why was there no Sherlock in it?
That's not a bad question, actually. She is.
That's true.
Yeah, twice, when he's going through his whole thing of... Yeah, sorry, Emerald and Sherlock are my daughter and my son. And Emerald's, well, about to turn 3, so she's a little toddler. She appears twice when Adam's going through all the internet stuff and saying you can get everything you ever need and watching YouTube videos and stuff. He suddenly goes through something of murder, violence, death, abuse. And the abuse shot is my daughter just being angry with me. And she's also in one of the photos that he doctors. And he gets rid of her. Yeah, he gets rid of her. Makes her invisible.
Okay, Will and Juliana are my dearest friends. They're the best parents and the best friends I've ever had. So they are wonderful, so do not read into that. They are gorgeous. And they are the best mum and dad to any children you'd ever know.
Do I come across that badly? Yeah, but actually there was a shot I took of Sherlock because I looked up what's the most popular YouTube videos of all time, and the most popular one of all time is that Charlie bit my finger thing, which I don't understand. So I thought, okay, some baby just going blah might go in there, but it just seemed a bit too weird to have this guy looking up at kids. So that's why Sherlock's not in it. Emerald's in it because, you know, she was there. And the bruise on her eyes because she fell down the stairs. Not down to my parenting, or yours. Alright, another question, please. Indulge us.
Most of your previous stuff's been in colour, and obviously this is in black and white, which, from a layman's point of view, apparently it's a whole different ballgame as far as tone and colour goes, and producing and editing goes. How, if any, were there any challenges? Did you find it an easy sort of step to make?
Black and white made it easier, partly because I'm a little bit colourblind, but also because it's just easier to grade and stuff. But the reason for the black and white was more because it's a film where you've got little shadows and things moving and stuff. You can lose detail. There's a lot of shots up the chimney, and when they're in colour you can see the red of the brick and the black of the soot, and then you're looking up a chimney. When it's black and white you whack the contrast through the roof, you can't really see what you're looking at so well, and it's a bit more otherworldly. So that's one of the main reasons I did black and white, and I'm just a bit of a sucker for it. Yeah. Was that in any way, did that affect you two in any way, knowing it was black and white instead of colour?
Well, when I was filming it was all in colour.
Did you know when you filmed it was... No.
So I was massively shocked, actually. No, well I knew that it was going to be shot shot in black and white, so I don't know if it informed anything I did, probably not, to be honest. But I guess like when reading the script, because I knew that in advance, so it does inform your interpretation, I guess, slightly of the world and the character, and you know, the one thing I would say about the script particularly is that it was so vivid, it really jumped out from the page. And sometimes that's, you know, yes, it's your own imagination, but equally Will's writing, particularly for this this script was just so vivid, and it didn't really take a lot of investment on my part to really, imagine what that world would look like. And so I kind of saw the film in a weird way as I looked at the script, even before I put it on set.
It's a very visceral script, and black and white lends to a sort of certain frisson that's very, very sort of organic and feel it, and it's not gratuitous, it's not anything explicit, it's very felt. And I think the main actors really conveyed that well in this film, and with Nicola and Stewart, because it's almost of an era of its own, and it's very much felt, very much.
Obviously it spanned a real space of time in the story. Did you film through the night, or did you just do stuff like through the day, or did you make use of the kind of time? You said you shot it intensively, so did you?
We didn't shoot through the night. There's not a bunch of voices on it, there.
Until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. That's the thing though, you slept on the set, didn't you? Which is my bed, by the way. And, even actually the day after, doing all of your stuff, you went to work, you came back, you slept in my bed again, you bastard. But there you go, get comfy. Sorry, I've completely forgot what your question was.
Did you sleep? I was going to say, did you do that to get into the character, to immerse yourself in the environment?
Yes, definitely. That is exactly what I was going for. Partly yes, but also because it was a logistical thing. We were shooting, which you guys probably don't know, so we should tell you. Everything was shot within Will and Juliana's bedroom, so that entire flat is shot in their house, in a 3-bedroom house in Essex, Suffolk. And Juliana, Will's wife, was very, very gracious in letting him take over the house for not even just the duration of the shoot, I think possibly a couple of months beyond that, because Will basically lived his life in that room editing for ages. So yes, partly it was because logistics. We had makeup and sound guys and stuff staying in the house, so everyone had their own room. It just made sense that I took the Adam's flat, basically. But yeah, it really helped me, because there were moments that I had on my own, and I could live easy, live in that world, which again, informs the character, and gets my head into the right place.
That's when I got into the was in fridge.
Yeah.
Just for your own.
Anyone else? I'm back.
More to Will. You shot in the 2 days, so was anything you wasn't able to do?
That's a good question. Actually, what were things that I wanted to do that I wasn't able to do? Not an awful lot, because there were 1 or 2 things where if I needed that shot in there, it didn't include any of the actors, so could go off and get that shot and then slot it in. No, not really. It's not an awful lot that had to be left out. Nothing that I really felt should be in there necessarily. That's the thing. When we were shooting for 2 days, it was literally a case of, doing Stu stuff for 2 days. It was literally a case of cutting out every shot that was of what he's looking at or something. And okay, if the shot has got Stu in it, then we shoot it. If it hasn't, we don't. And so after that weekend, it was then shooting all the fill-in and stuff. It's an interesting way around of doing it, but yeah, we ended up with pretty much everything in there that we wanted, I think. Yeah, I think so.
Interesting fact, Nicola and I were never on set at the same time throughout the entire film. She shot about a month before me, I think. So everything that was happening on screen naked lady, the guy attacking the house. None of that I could see, so that was all, you know, again, imagined, and I had to react to it.
Except that one shot. You two were in the room together at one point, weren't you? Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, my question is more, you've both been friends for a long time, you've also been artistic collaborators for a long time. What do you both see in each other? What do you like about each other's works? What do you like about each other's works?
I'm really resisting the thing in my brain, obviously, is to say. No, I'm not gonna. I don't know. Well, I keep wanting to work with you. Yeah, we've got no option. No one else will work with us. Well, no, Stu, I've always respected Stu as an actor, and I've seen him do various things, and we've worked together a number of times anyway, just when we were at university together briefly, weren't we, before we went to acting school, and then so we just started doing projects together just for fun, so after a certain amount of time we've done so much stuff together that if something fits, then yeah, I'll approach Stu for it. I don't know, how you've been?
Yeah, well, as you say, you know, we go back 13, 14 years or something. Will has a way, he's very tenacious, of convincing you to partake in something, and we are. But I think that's a testament to, you know, to his enthusiasm and his passion for what he does. I mean, Will is continually creating, whether that's writing or filming something or thinking of ideas. I mean, you know, it kind of consumes his life, and that's something that I think I've really always admired about him. He hates, by the way, being talked about like this in a good way. He absolutely hates it. You can see. But it's true, it's a love fest, so let's pick up Will. No, you know, we respect each other. I think being good friends is quite a useful thing in terms of collaborating. I mean, I know a lot of people say don't go into business with one another if you're friends, but that's never been a problem with us. We've always admired each other's work, I guess, and that's, you know, conducive to a good working relationship. So, and we were already talking about future stuff, so hopefully there's something in the pipeline.
Realistically, projects is because I've worked with you for more than that.
Shall we list them? We did a play together.
Oh, we do the plays as well. Okay.
Oh yeah, we did a play. We did that amazing film. Yeah, that was sarcastic, by the way. Yeah, and then we did Feel Avec Le True, the French version. Yeah. Time Scale, Ideology, Twisted, that's 6. We've done quite a few things. And I was his best man at his wedding and godfather of his daughter. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I've worked with you, Penny, 3 times now, haven't I? Yes. It's been pleasant for you.
It's been fantastic, and it's all about trust, and I trust him as a director. I think he's a fantastic director. I think he has fantastic vision and creative flair, and he's going to go really, really far. And he's evolving so much, and I love working with him as Stewart. And Olivia, our fantastic makeup artist, who's over there at the back. And she does makeup on all the films, Olivia Lee. And it's a really good creative relationship, as well as the friendship. He's got flair, he's got something else. He doesn't stick to the conventional, he puts himself out and he makes what he wants to make. And he's extraordinary in terms of editing and cinematography, and his visual creative flair is phenomenal. I think you'll agree that from this film, it's quite something else. And I think he's great, and I think he's a fantastic person, and he makes you feel, I don't know if Stewart was me, but I feel very safe with him as an actor. And you need to trust your director, you need to be able to let go and be free, and whatever that takes, and he makes you feel safe, and you want to go there for him.
I've not paid these people.
It's part of the $8 grand.
I get what you mean.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah.
It is cool. It's kind of a weird little family because even like
There's like folks from some things we've done that end up working on something else, and everyone ends up being connected and bringing in new people as well. It's nice. It evolves. I quite like that. Yeah. She trusts me. And he kind of trusts me. Someone asked us, so we're all Zena. Go on, Jason.
what's next? What's your plans next for the film?
For this film, come January we start chucking it at festivals. We've got our festival plan all laid out, and it's the end of January that we chuck our first one, and then work our way down that list. So that's what's happening next.
Anyone else? Joe, just ask us something. Go on. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I want to say, you mentioned about editing it. I think you said it's about a couple of months. Was that, do you set yourself a deadline, or do you sort of keep going until
Kind of. I set myself a deadline in that I'd like it to be done by this point, but if it's not, then, you know, Stewart already mentioned my unbelievably amazing wife, who quite happily moved out of the house for a couple of weeks at a time every so often, just so I could take over the living room and live in it like a squat and just edit relentlessly. I love you, dude. And yeah, so it takes as long as it takes, I suppose, is the most accurate answer. But yeah, getting a rough, okay, this is it, laid out now version, about 3 months on that. Then putting finishing stuff on it and making it watchable. Another few months, but that's more bits and bobs. My throats.
I think I'm right in saying that the Final Cut Pro sections where Adam is editing. I've got a friend who's a designer back there, Tom. You know that stuff, don't you? You're probably familiar. Yeah, all the design stuff that Adam's doing on the websites. That was painstakingly horrible, I think, for Will. You would not believe the amount of detail that went into that in terms of editing. I think that took, how long? A month, maybe?
I don't know, but I started seeing
long.
shapes and my gun started...
Yeah, tell them about. Well, yeah, while editing the film, you know, I'm not going outside much and I'm in front of the screen all the time. My life became the characters, and yes, you know, just brush your teeth, and I found out it doesn't take 6 months, it only takes a few days, and you see shapes moving, and your gums bleed when you brush your teeth. Yeah, exactly, so I had to get on to plenty of fruit after that, but...
You actually lived the character's life after the film, as opposed to before, and was informed by it.
It became my life, yeah. Jim, I think you had a question.
I was just wondering, having seen the film a couple of times, what did you expect the audience reaction to the main character? Are we supposed to be have an empathy for him?
He's amazing.
Well, one as a writer and Stewart as the main character. What audience reaction were you looking for?
I guess, more than anything, you're just talking about empathy when you're talking about anybody who's been in a position where they are spending more time indoors than perhaps they should. And anybody really who uses a computer and social networking and stuff, I think any of us understand how easily you can have a brief look at something like that, or you just think, I'll just check my status updates and stuff, and before you know it, tons of time has gone by and you can quite easily eat up your day. So I think it's more than anything, it wasn't really necessarily how are people going to feel about this character, it's more what are people going to see about themselves or what the world is today. I mean, I'm not saying I think this is the life that a lot of people have, I'm just saying I think spending that much time and feeling that you're taking life experience from things that you're seeing on the internet, it's very easy to slip into. and I think we're all quite susceptible to that. Agree?
Yes.
Yes. Anything else? Sorry, did you want to say something? We all concur.
I noticed Eustace Boy on the credits. Does he appear in the film, or can we not talk about that?
You can totally talk about that, and yes, he does appear in the film.
Okay.
The posters above Adam's desk,
Ah.
the credit blocks, the cinematography is all done by Eustace Boy. Yeah, sorry, no one knows what I'm talking about. The very first play that Stewart and I did together had a character called Eustace, and was it you? You turned it to Eustace Boy or something? But we found that kind of amusing and decided we were going to put that into every single project we ever did. And I came to see a play of yours before, and you had a post-it note on the wall with Eustace Boy written on it, call Eustace Boy or something like that. So it goes into everything. Yeah. It's going to mean nothing to anybody.
But we haven't missed it once yet, have we?
No, it brings us pleasure. I think that's what's important. Yeah.
Any other questions before we all
Get drunk.
get to the bottom?
Oh, we got one. Crikey. Come on then.
Where did you find the dead bugs from?
Where did we find all the dead bugs from? Shit. Do you want to know the honest answer? Okay, yeah, but I'll explain it because I don't want to embarrass Juliana. Okay, those came from my house. The thing is, the bathroom needed to look as grotty as possible, so Juliana allowed me to have it completely left alone for a good couple of months before we shot anything. I clipped my nails in there, I cut some hair in there, I shaved in there, and I didn't wash anything away. And after a couple of months, it was truly revolting. And I found the dead fly actually on the windowsill. Do you remember?
This is your second bathroom. You do have a function.
Yeah, we do. There's another one that's clean, and that's where we wash God's bath in it. So I'm really coming across badly. Yeah. But yeah, they all came from my house. I opened up a cupboard, just looking for some stuff, and it hadn't been open for some time. For some reason, there was a big dead. I don't know whether it's. I think it's a millipede, but that's why there's a big dead millipede. Because I thought, okay, well that's going in there then. We had a few bugs and things, and oh yeah, that's how disgusting the bathroom got. You know, at the very beginning, when Adam goes into his bathroom, he washes up, and when he goes in there, there's a live bug in the sink. Well, I went in there to shoot some of the close-ups, and that bug just happened to be in there, so I quickly got the camera out and shot it. So, you know, it became a star.
The only thing that we actually really needed was a dead body. But we just had loads of bugs instead.
Yeah, we've got dead bugs, we don't need a body. That'd be silly. Anything else? Because we're going to have a bit of a party and get a bit silly, and we'd love you to join us.
I think it's party time. It's party time?
Party time!